Hello, once again, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you are new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. We are on a mission, and our mission is to fight for the unification of Africa, because we believe that without a united Africa, Africa will not be respected. And as long as Africa is not respected, we, the children of Africa, will not be respected. So please join the mission. Let us all together fight to see this unification of Africa. A united Africa means a better Africa for all of us, both Africans at home and Africans in the diaspora. Also, please, we're taking time to say thank you to those of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate your support. The YouTube channel is really growing. We are now approaching 2K. Thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, and those of you who have not really subscribed, please take time out of your busy schedule, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us all together fight to see this unification of Africa become a reality. This was the dream of our forefathers, and this should be a mission for all of us. Should try and then see this mission accomplished. A united Africa means a better Africa, as we keep saying it. And a better Africa means a respected Africa, a dignified Africa. And as long as Africa is dignified, as long as Africa is respected, we, the children of Africa, all over the world, wherever we find ourselves, we will be respected. But as long as Africa is not respected, no black man on this planet Earth will be respected. No black woman on this planet Earth will be respected, because you are not being disrespected, not because of your color, but because of the condition of Africa. That is what Marcus Garvey told us. And this is the fact. We are not being disrespected, not because of our color. Don't think people disrespect you because of the color of your skin. No, it is because of the condition of our race. And as long as our condition remain like this, nobody will respect us. But if our condition is changed, if we work hard together to change the condition of Africa, and if Africa is respected, all of us will be respected. Europeans or so-called white people are respected because Europe is respected. Today, Chinese people, citizens are respected because China is respected. And if we, the citizens of Africa, or we, the so-called black people, if we want to gain our respect, then we must work hard to see a respectful Africa. And we can only see a respectful Africa if Africa is united. So please join the mission. We are on a mission. We are missionaries. Join the mission. Bring your energy, bring your mind, bring your knowledge. Let us all together, bring your ideas. Let us all together fight to see this unification of Africa become a reality. Today we're not talking much. We're just going to go and watch this clip. I think it was compiled by Al Jazeera or something like that. And then you're gonna see and listen, hear the testimony of Africans who are returning back home. African Americans, those whose ancestors were stolen, forcefully stolen, taken away from Africa. Most of them are today beginning to realize that the only home for them is Africa. And today they are returning back home. And let us all go and listen to what they are saying, their experience so far, what they are experiencing in Africa, life in Africa, and that of in America and in Europe.
Of black Americans have returned from America to live in Africa. And in this video, what these people who have actually returned to Africa to live in Africa.
I was living what people would consider the American dream. I was educated, professional, had friends. I was a socialite, but I never felt safe.
She was constantly looking over her shoulder.
My immediate thought all the time was, oh my gosh, what if a police officer pulls me over? Am I going to be physically safe? Am I going to come out of it alive?
I will be the last to fall.
A retired American teacher who had lived in Memphis all her life never thought she would leave. But in the summer of 2017, she experienced what she calls a wake-up call.
I was 57 at the time, and I was stopped by the police, 6 cars. They said my car was stolen, and they put me in cuffs. And I was like, this is saying that it's time for me to go.
2 months later, she decided to leave the US for good.
And that's how it was for me. I called home while I was here. The first week I said, I'm not coming home.
How did they respond?
They said, be careful. And I'm like, no, it's more dangerous in the US than it is there. I mean, it's peaceful. The people are inviting, they're welcoming.
Racism is there, staring you in the face, and I am not sure if there's any way around it or out of it or anything that will fix it. And this is the reason why we left.
The cost of living keeps you working, and you never get a chance to come back. I know there are people that have been in America for decades. They're struggling to make ends meet. They're trying to pay their rent. You get so caught up in paying bills, you don't have time to save.
As Black Americans, we're starting to come to the realization of our place in America. We're coming to understand that America was really never meant for us to be there as free people.
In a sense, that's why you left America. It's to reclaim yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
I would be here all day if I was telling you all the experiences that I had with racism in the United States. Really, from being followed in stores, to being pulled over by police for no reason, to not being offered a job. I'll be here all the day, explaining to you on a daily basis what it is like to be Black in America.
I feel much more connected, and I look at people and I say, oh my goodness, that could have been, these people could be related to me. These people probably knew my grandmother's grandmother's grandmother.
If I'm honest with myself, I wasn't living in America. I was doing in America. I could hardly breathe.
If we take a horse and from one country to another country, right? Say if it's an African horse or an African elephant, and you take it to a circus or a zoo somewhere in America, does the child of that elephant all of a sudden not belong to where the mother or father of that elephant came from? No, that elephant has a home too. And for me, Kenya, Africa was, always will be home in terms of this lifetime.
I've been in Africa for a little over 11 years now. Once I landed on the continent, I felt so at home, I felt at ease, and I felt at peace. It was a natural emotion to want to move to Africa.
I've been a victim of police brutality from a very early age. 11 years old, walking with a friend of mine in London, 2 white officers approached me directly, stepped on my toes and said, why am I walking with a white person, and headbutt me in my face. And I was only 11 years old at the time. It's been a long time after slavery. It's been a long time after colonization. Things need to change, and the only way it can happen is if the diasporans move back.
I think that my journey started with wanting to serve, and it comes from I think a place of ignorance of what we've been taught, the lack of what we've been taught about the continent, and unfortunately the little bit of information that we were taught was the bad things. So growing up, you're believing that there's always something bad on the continent. Inside of me, I really wanted to come to a place that I felt that people looked like me and where that it would make a bigger impact.
A wave of African Americans are choosing to move to the African continent.
We begin this hour with the story of an African country opening its arms to Black Americans. There are 5,000 Black Americans who've already gone back to Ghana because they don't feel comfortable here.
I feel much more connected.
That the nation has the hospitality second to none.
Sanchez weeps. This is her homecoming.
When you see them people, they look just like your family.
I was like, whoa, this is nothing like they told us.
It was amazing to be welcomed
I mean, it blows me away.
Yeah, so as you can see, as you can hear for yourself, the future for the black man is in Africa. The future for the black woman is in Africa. The dignity for the black man is in Africa. The dignity for the black woman is in Africa. Collectively, as a race, our home is Africa. And then you can see, you can hear what these brothers and sisters are saying. How do they feel the connection and everything that they feel when they return back home? But the Western media will never tell them that. The Western media always, and you know, one thing I realize now that our people they are beginning to connect with their ancestral home. Now that they are beginning to connect with Africa, today, the so-called white people, they are not telling them to go back home, to go back to Africa again. It was common before to hear white people telling Africans or black Americans, black British, whatever, to go back home, go back to Africa. It was common for them to be telling our people to go back to Africa. But today, that our people are now beginning to realize that, or to beginning to go home, now they are no more telling them. So it tells you that these people know the value of you more than you can ever think. They know that it was you who built, it was your strength, your knowledge that built their nation, especially America. And they know that even till today, America need you, the black man, more than you can ever imagine. But just as America need you, it's the same thing that Africa need you. Just as America need you, it's the same thing that Africa need you. So that is why you see them today. They are no more talking about, or they are no more telling our people, go back to Africa, go back to where you come from. Even though they are not in America, in the case of America, they are not also Americans. They are Europeans. But they used to tell our people, go back home, go back home. Today, our people are going back home. Our people are saying nice things about, most of them are shocked when they go back home. The things that they see, the welcoming, the connection, they could not even imagine it. And today that our people are returning back home, the Western world or the white man is no more telling them to go back home. That means they need you more than you ever think. But it's the same thing. Africa needs you as well. And Africa is the home. It is our home. It is our, and then we must make it a paradise, not just for us, but for every black man living on this planet Earth. As I keep saying, if Africa is respected, black man, black woman, all over the world, wherever you found yourself, you will be respected. So please join the mission. Let us all come together and fight to see this unification of Africa become a reality. I thank you very much for coming around. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. Let us all together join hands together and fight for this unification of our beloved continent. Thank you very much for coming around. Until we see you.